On to the second set of notes out of the 3 set of notes. However, on this set, please be aware there are 2 separate sets of formulas, because we are doing spheres and we are doing hemispheres. We are going to locate these formulas and all that good stuff in a second, but before I get to that, I would like to go through and talk about some definitions that I've included on here. You're going to need them for the backwards problems and just to understand the concept. Guys, the idea of a sphere, guys, it's a ball. That's all it is, okay? A sphere is a ball. So a sphere is going to be from a center. If you go out the exact same direction, so if I took this and I went the exact same direction all the way around it, left, right, up, down, diagonal, every direction, you would end up with a sphere. That sphere is going to be named by its center point. So in this case, this would be sphere. And when you say that word over and over, it gets very odd. Sphere C. This circle that goes right through the center, that's called the great circle right here, is basically like if you took 2 halves and you put them together, like the 2 exact halves, that one that's that flat surface that makes a circle right in the middle, that is called the great circle. Half of a sphere is called a hemisphere. Hemi means half, so half of a sphere. We're going to be doing spheres and hemispheres, guys, and we're going to be doing 2 formulas for each. 2 of them are on the formula sheet and 2 of them are not. But they are directly connected to it, and there's going to be 2 you need to know for the day of the test. These are the only 2 we've seen so far that have not been on the formula sheet. So let's go ahead and get going, guys. Let's show you what we got. We are going to do the formulas first. We're going to deal with looking at this sphere, and we're going to add in the formulas for sphere and hemisphere right here. So take a minute, draw a little table right here. We're going to do the ones for spheres over here, and then hemisphere over here. The sphere formulas are on your formula sheet. You're going to need to tell me what they are. Look on your formula sheet. Everybody's got it out looking. Anybody need to borrow a hard copy that didn't have one? Everybody's got one? Anybody need one? Okay, here we go. What is the surface area formula for the surface area of a sphere? It is on there. Find it. 4 pi r squared. Guys, that means to take 4 circles, 4 of the great circles in the middle to cover up the outside. It's 4 times pi r squared. So it's 4 times this great. It takes 4 circles to cover up the outside of a sphere. It's kind of cool. Alright, what is the volume formula for a sphere? It's actually pi r cubed, and it's the only formula that we've got that does cubed in an area formula. So it's, in a volume formula. So it's very important that you know that. It is on the formula sheet, but a lot of people miss that on the day of the test. So please do highlight, do something so you know. This one is 4 pi r squared. This one is 4/3 pi r cubed. Now, if you take a sphere and cut it in half, the volume is going to be exactly half of whatever the volume is of a sphere. The formula is not on your formula sheet, but it's exactly half this. Guys, what's half of 4? So it's just 2/3 pi r cubed. That's the volume. Now the actual surface area is a little different, because think about it. If I take a sphere and I cut it in half, and I now have that half of a ball in my hand, it takes 2 to cover up this part right here, right? There's 2 circles that cover up the bottom half, because it was a total of 4, so it's 2 on top, 2 on bottom. The problem is, what's going to cover up this part right here? That's another circle, right? So how many circles is that all together if we got 1 circle here and 2 circles here? So it's actually 3 circles that it takes to cover up the outside of a hemisphere. So it's 3 pi r squared. These 2 formulas you need to highlight, box them in, do something. These 2 are not on the formula sheet. They are not there, guys. Those are the formulas you got to know for the test. So do something to know that those are the ones you got to be able to get, find, know on the day of the test, because they're not on the formula sheets. All right, guys. Anybody have any concerns, questions, anything before we get started? Okay, guys. So let's go ahead and get to work on this one, on this problem. Throwing things, Charlie, can you get it? Okay, we've got 2 spheres. These are both going to be spheres where we find the surface area and volume. On the homework, I think it's separated surface area on the top, volume on the bottom. This is asking us to find both. On this problem, we've got a radius right here of 10. On this problem, we have a diameter of 16. Diameter. So, for this problem, we're going to use surface area equals 4 pi r squared. So that's going to be 4 times 3.14 times the radius. In this case, what is the radius? 10 squared. Grab your calculators, type that. Let's see if you can get it on your own. I'm going to try not to say it. Try to get it because we're trying to get you ready for that test, guys. When it's what? Yes. Yep. They will tell you that. Okay, guys, what did y'all get for surface area? So 1,256. I just want to make sure that's what you're saying. Okay. I want to make sure I got it right. Okay, 1,256. 1,256. Now let's do the volume. Oh, anybody need me to type through that? Did that work for everybody? Good on that one? Okay, here we go. So for this problem, it's going to be 4/3 pi r cubed, not pi r squared, pi r cubed. Josh, take that off. 4/3 pi r cubed. So it's going to be volume equals 4/3 times pi, which is 3.14, times the radius cubed. Now we're going to type this one together for the first time because this one is unique because you got to use the power button. So, get your calculators out. Okay, guys, to type this one, it is going to be 4, and then the fraction button, which is the ABC button, 3 times 3.14 times 10. Guys, the power button looks like this. To do a power other than squared, it's right below the off button. Looks like that. It's got a Y with a little X on it. And then you type 3, and then you got to hit equals. Right below the off key. Right below the off key. Can you show her where it is, Kristen? Show her the. Take your time and type it. Anybody got an answer yet for me? Okay, 4 something 86 point something. What was it after the 4? 0.7 when you round it up? Okay, and that would be meters cubed. Meters cubed. Volume. Okay, anybody see anything they need to ask about? Anything about it? Concerns, questions, anything before we move on? Okay, the next one, guys, is a diameter. It doesn't matter whether it's pointed and it looks like it's just on that little part. It's a diameter because it's on there and it shows the whole line. It's a diameter. Cut it in half. 8 and 8. You're going to see that on the homework too. Be careful. So it's going to be surface area equals 4 times pi times the radius squared. It's on your formula sheet. Everybody should be able to find that formula on the formula sheet. And it's going to be 4 times 3.14 times 8 squared. Okay, what was the surface area, guys? Wait, 8 what? 803.8. Wait, we need one decimal, so 8 with a 4 after would be 8. Okay, and then meters squared. No, because our final answers are one decimal. Final answers are one decimal. Okay, volume would be equal to 4/3 pi r cubed, which would be volume equals 4/3 times 3.14 times 8 cubed. Don't say it if you got it, because I want people to try that power button. Try to get that answer. We'll call that out in a second. Oh my God, I got like ridiculous amounts of email. Sorry. Okay, do we have an answer for volume? What y'all got? 2,000 and something. 0.6, and that's meters. No, that's meters cubed. Meters cubed. Does anybody need me to type through that? Yes? Okay. Yeah, absolutely. 4, fraction button 3, okay, times 3.14 times 8, power button 3 equals. Got it? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, guys, we're going to move on. The next thing we're going to do is a backwards problem. There are, I think, 4 backwards problems on your homework because they're the ones that people have the most trouble with, so I want to make sure you solve plenty of those. So you're going to work backwards and you're going to work forwards using the information. So when you see this, it says find the volume of a ball, that's a sphere, with circumference of this. It says the circumference. It's telling you. It's giving you the circumference. So look up the circumference formula on your formula sheet. You have it on your formula sheet. Circumference of a circle is what? 2 pi r. Has everybody found it on there? No. Look for circle, and C equals. Good. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Here we go. Circumference is 35 pi equals 2 pi r. You're going to divide both sides by everything until you get down to just the r. So we're going to divide by the 2 and the pi. The 2 and the pi. Now, guys, what's 35 divided by 2? 17.5. There we go. That's our radius. Is that the answer to the question? What are we actually looking for? Volume. We need to use the volume formula. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So volume equals 4/3 times 3.14 times 17.5 cubed. Now this is a very large number. Take a minute and try typing it once you get it written. I'm not going to say it yet. Please don't say it. Let everybody try it. Please try it. Okay, anybody got an answer yet? What you got? 0.9. What's after the 9? 1, so it stays there. So is that correct? I just want to make sure I wrote it down right. Okay, and that would be meters. No. Inches. Inches. I'm going to try to change it in inches. Inches cubed. Cheating. Inches cubed. Okay. Anybody see anything they need to ask about? Have a concern about? Yep. Say, I can't hear you. The calculation? Absolutely. So here we go. Charlie, what's up with that pencil? So here we go. It is going to be 4 fraction button 3 times 3.14 times 17.5 power button 3 equals. Gotta hit the equals at the end. So same thing? You think this is a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. I asked y'all whether it was right or not. Is that right or not? Did I got it? 22437.9. Okay. That's why I asked, because I thought I didn't have something right. Is that good? Thank you for asking. Okay. Anybody else? Guys, that's what you got to do. I asked y'all. Tell me, please. I'll go through it again. We need to make sure it's right. I'm not typing these, y'all are. Okay. Anybody have any questions before we go on? Okay, guys, here we go. Hemisphere. Okay. Hemisphere. Hemispheres are different. This is our only hemisphere. You got to pay attention to the formulas. These are the ones that are not on the formula sheet. You've got to know these, but they are, guys, you can look at the formula sheet and get to the formulas based on the ones for spheres. First of all, this is a diameter. You're going to cut it in half, and each radius is going to be 7. Then, to do the surface area of a hemisphere, you're going to do what pi r squared? 3 pi r squared. Okay, so it's going to be surface area equals 3 times 3.14 times the radius of 7 squared. Go through and do that surface area, see what you get. What go get, guys? Yeah. 0.6? Y'all agree? Anybody have any issues with that one? Good deal. Let's go to the next one. Volume equals. Volume is going to be what fraction? It's 2/3 pi r cubed. Instead of 4/3, it's 2/3 pi r cubed. So it's going to be volume equals 2/3 times 3.14 times 7 cubed. Times 7 cubed. I think this is a weird roundy one. It ends up being a whole, it's not really a whole number, but it rounds to a whole number. Okay, what's it give you? 718, 718?
Yeah.
Okay, and that'd be meters cubed. Take your time. Got it? Okay, anybody else? Okay, guys, take a minute, please. Put that in your folders. Please go ahead and come up here when I call your name, and let's get these assignments